mouse. We got a pen. Do a microphone check, and then we can go live once we check the stream. Is it online? Oh, what happened? Online. Sending data. Sending data. Give me those green dots so the internet can see what you got. But I don't know if you're online until there's a green dot that says you're connected. Queen. Cheer up, live stream. Oh, what can it mean to have no green dot saying you're connected? Test this. This is not a touch screen. This is my computer. Stop using your finger. Crazy person. Just. Ooh, that flashed weird. Alright, green check mark. 2 green check marks. And an X. YouTube. Why? Why YouTube? Alright, Twitch is online. Facebook's online. YouTube is not connecting. Why? But why? But why? Try again, YouTube. Now you try to send that data. Send that data real nice. See where you go. Can you break some ice? Oh, YouTubing. What do you do? Still twitching. Twitching the skoo. Hey, Space Goonie. Well, oh, there it goes. We got a green light for YouTube. Now we can start pressing some buttons. Now we can start pressing some buttons. September hype. Oh, Patrick. Still don't know what that means. See if everything works, Rips? Rips, you there, sweet angel? There you are. Oh, look at you. Jumping into frame for some reason. I thought I overrode that, but whatever. You do what you do. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, I see you did it again. You're doing it again. Why do you keep doing that? Stop resetting. Stop resetting? You're being weird. You're being so weird right now, Ripley. I don't know why. Just don't do that. It upsets me. You know it upsets me. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, you say that, but then you just did it again. You just did it again. You're making me want to click on you and see what's going on in there. Oh, I mean, this is a terrible cold open, Ripley. This is a terrible cold open. We can't just be bouncing around willy-nilly like that. I'm gonna tell you not to close when inactive then. We'll see what that does. Alright, Rips. A little quick test. You ready, sweet angel? I'm gonna get you to say something. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Yep, that's plenty. More than enough. Oh, you did it again. You did it again. I don't know why you're doing that, but it upsets me, and it makes you not my friend anymore, Rips. Yeah, I know. I can never be fully mad at you. You're doing so much good things and work in your little or huge control center. I don't even know what that place is. Wow. We're renting a whole call center and just turning it into a fine. Whatever you got to do, that's what you got to do, and that's totally fine. All right, whatever floats all of the boats. Hey, it's the time for me to talk now. I have so many things to say about all of the things. No, shut up, Ripley. Start. Oops, forgot to. Okay. That was crazy. Oops, forgot to nice soft dissolve to myself from the apartment building where I clearly live. But I was over there because I didn't plug in the headphones, so sound was coming out of every possible sound hole in the room, and I could see the microphone going, I'm up in the yellow, I'm getting up into the red zone. Is this what you want? Is this what you want right now? And honestly, no. No is the answer, computer. Just chill out, gear down, calm everything, and we'll go back over to this camera where things are nice. This is the serious camera. All right? Don't make me come over here. Oh. Pat? Serious. Don't make me. Hey, happy camera. Everything's great over here. Mr. Cartoons. La. So I figure for now, we'll do some cleaning up on the thing that we drew last week. I say we, no help whatsoever. I mean, sitting over there with his no thumbs. Oh, I gotta change these buttons. Hey, I mean, I'm pretty sure that. Oh, everybody, shut up. Somebody's subscribing. Space Goody 42's got a subscription for me and you, and I'm like, excuse me, I've gotta meow, but I'm gonna take a sip from this mug someday, somehow. Let's all just wait. Everyone just wait for it. I swear to fun, I'm gonna take a sip. Don't even threaten me right now. I'm thirsty, but I'm not that thirsty. But oh, you thought I was gonna do it, but I didn't do it. I almost came. No, I'm just like messing with your head over there. Like, is he gonna take a sip from this mug? Is there anything even in this mug? Who knows? If I do take a sip, am I just faking? I could just be totally faking this bacon. But maybe it's not faux bacon at all. Maybe this turkey bacon is straight up pigback. And oh, I mean, I almost did I take a sip? I don't know. Did you blink? I think I blinked and I missed it myself. I'm not even sure if I took a sip. Do I feel quenched? I feel mildly quenched, but I think that is on my own saliva. Oh my god. Seriously? Seriously. Oh no. Patty Prue has got a little message for you. He's subscribing with emoticons, and he's driving through. Did I take a sip while that was happening? Possible. Oh, now I'm a little bit angry that I haven't taken a sip yet. This loop, I swear to God, isn't this long, and I'm pretty sure there's 2 sips in it, and I don't know what. Oh, wait. Oh, almost. Something happened. Did I accidentally export a different one? You know what's going on? I think I just figured it out. I don't drink when I talk. I just talk when I talk, and it's only when I'm standing around is when I take a sip. So we've been waiting for nothing this whole time. But it's kind of a miracle. It's a little bit miraculous that I've been going on and on about the sipping this whole time. So let's give me some. Is there a Webby for that? The Webby Award for just like droning on about not drinking something? Because I think that would be a great idea. Take a sip. Take a sip. And let me see it on the camera. Do it. Do it. Sip it. Sip it. Bring it a little. Come on now. Oh, there it is. Oh my god. How many minutes? How many minutes? 5,000, 26,000, 26,000 more minutes. Waiting for this crazy cat to take a sip. Oh. Make sure he doesn't drip. Because there's already some paint on this ottoman. That was my fault, though. But I'm sure I can find somebody to blame around here. Anyway, my name is Curtis, Mr. Cartoons on the Instagrams and the Twitter, if that's a thing that you do. All of my Instagrams go there as well. Same with Facebook and YouTube. Need 100 subscribers, so they'll start calling it YouTube/Mr. Cartoons. Right now, it's, XYZ12564H underscore tilde backslash question mark instead of that thing as owned by Mr. Cartoons. So, I don't know. You can't have nothing unless, hey CTK, unless you have the clout behind it. Saw a thing today like, hey, do you want to be on my stream and play in this weird game? Because I was doing some artwork for this guy. And then when I clicked on the thing, because I had to go look at his stuff to see what he was doing, then it was just like, hey, maybe this could be a way to get in on some GMs, some internet GMs. And then basically like first sentence is just like, hey, do you have like a substantial following on the internet? Then yeah, come on over here and be no. I guess I need to make that ad that says, hey, are you an imaginary character with a substantial following on the internet? Talk to me on my stream. I'll set up an interviewing window and we'll shove Milo somewhere else and I'll figure out a way. Ow, always gotta Avril Lavigne everything. Gotta make everything so complicated. Once I streamline it, this room is finally streamlined and kind of built for doing this thing now. Like I changed out all my wires, moved those all around, so it's not as crazy. But for the most part, I don't have to set up 600 things. But I do still have to pick out all the bicycles or the motorcycles or the stoplights or the fire hydrants before every stream, and I hate that so much. Hate it so much. And it's like, shouldn't you already be logged in? You're always logged in before, but it's only when I'm about to do a stream you're like, no. Now it's time for you to do some relogging in. Like, well, okay, that's fine. Here's my email. Here's my password. While we check that for a quick second, could you do me a quick favor and click on all the motorcycles you see? Ugh. Fine. Find your computer. Let me point at all the motorcycles, even though I've already given you the information that you need. Let's prove I'm not a robot, but this feels really robotic at this point because we've been doing it for so long. And, not how it goes. And the great part, well, the worst one is when it's boats, and it's like, is this the part of a boat or not? Like, you can't give me close-ups of things and then be like, you didn't get all the boats. Like, well, I don't know what this is. What is that, a jib? I don't know the cut of your jib. Tiny little pixelated picture of a part of a boat. Unbelievable. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Do it for me, sir. Super unacceptable. Fire hydrant in the sky. I could go twice as high. Just let me take a look in this book, but don't make me click all these clicks, LeVar Burton. That one wildly off the rails. Don't talk anymore. But and that's the other thing too, is like sometimes it is just like, is this a bus? Like, I don't know what country this is from. What is this a bus? I don't know. I think this might be a subway. Is this a trick? Are these designed to partially trick me? I have no idea. But anyway, what extra upset me today, I'm already super angry today. Already just from beginning to end, I'm just going to be like, let's spend today wicked angry. Because nothing's going to go the way you want it. And that's fine. And then we'll do a stream, and maybe we'll go for a walk, and we'll let all that blow away, that fart dissipate in the wind. But no, sometimes the fart attaches, and it's like, hey, now that you're home, want something else to throw in that reasons to just be oddly angry at dumb things? Like, sure. Well, you put your password in, right? Yep. Put your login, and then you spend 20 minutes trying to find all the different assortments of puzzles they want to have you figure out. Like, okay, cool, thanks. Thanks for finding the fire hydrants. Thanks for finding the motorcycles. Oh, by the way, your email and or password are incorrect. Like, please start over. What? Why did you go forward with the CAPTCHA thing if I'm not even the right person? Then it doesn't matter if I'm a robot or not. I still can't get in. I still can't get in? Like, that's literally like, here's the key to your house. You get home, and then there's like the troll in front of your house, like, oh, you'll have to answer me riddles 3 before an entry is for ye. And I'm like, oh, for the love of fun, fine. Give me the 3 riddles. Do the 3 riddles, and then I go to unlock the door, and it's like, oh, this isn't my house. This isn't even my house. This isn't even my key. And the troll is like, yes, he's a pirate troll. Ye, of course, do not live he, down three doors. I knew. Fiddle-dee-dee. I got nothing. But, hammer's a lot higher than I thought it was once I sat back. Um, but yeah, so it's just like, you already know I'm. What do you? Don't give me a puzzle if I don't even get to. What? That just infuriated me. And of course, the other thing that infuriated me for the whole day was, hey, excuse me, excuse me. Oh my god. Well, first of all, I don't like it, and I hate when I say it, and it just irritates me. And I think it irritates me more in the world because I know it's something that I say. But the phrase, as a person who, dot, 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 whatever somebody else is talking about or doing, and just like, well, as a person who is like, finds themselves connected or heavily influenced by this thing, and it's just like, no, you're not. Or you're just looking for a reason to be like, hey, I have a podcast. Let me tell you one of my podcast stories. I'm a loser as well. So that's what I think, and I'm just like, I'm just hating myself when I see other people do it, because it was like, yeah, that's great, but Susan was trying to make her own specific point, and now you're just kind of being like, by the way, as a person who's more important than Susan, let's all look at me for a minute. And that's how I run Facebook, and I've definitely spent Facebook time doing that, and one of the many reasons I don't like Facebook, because it turns me into a monster. Uh, dot dot dot. But as a person, who is the type of person, who is a person who, as themselves, trying to do things in the world as the person that they are, there are certain ways and things that I can or can't do the living of the life without it being difficult for me. And I hate when I sound like that, but that's the longest, most irritating way I can say that. But yeah, I am the worst for, hey, I need to call or even text or send an email to somebody to say, excuse me, this is not right, and it's your fault. Please rectify this situation, because it's your job. I am not carrying you. I am not asking for the manager. I'm just saying, hey, your toilet is broken in your apartment that I pay money to live in. How about you swing by or send somebody to swing by so that your floor does not rot to pieces, with the water dripping from the back of your toilet that I am basically borrowing. Please and or thank you, send. And the only thing that makes that even remotely easier, in my whole life, is the fact it was like, oh my god, like I can just text the landlord and be like, hey dog, um, there's somebody sleeping behind the main door to the building, and I don't know who it is, and I don't know if they are big and dangerous, so I don't want to be the one to startle them and wake them up. But this particular day, my friend is coming by with her children, and I would like if they don't get stabbed or murdered in the foyer of my building, even though I am like 90% sure dude is fully harmless, and I think it might be somebody who used to live here who possibly just got confused and was like, I'm just gonna curl up behind this door and take a little sleep, and I'll take off in the morning or something. And this was like, mid morning at this point. Uh, and exactly, but that's the thing, is just like, for that thing, he came right away, and I was just like, I looked out the window, not right away, but he eventually showed up in his truck, and he brought somebody to like check it out to make sure there wasn't a stabby crazy person behind the door. And I'm like, oh wow, like he's not that bad at dealing with things to a certain degree. So it's like, I don't hate him the way a lot of people around here hate him. Um, but this particular thing was just like, yep, hey, toilet's leaking. I think it's just the water supply. It might be the thing connected to the water supply that supplies the water. But you know, either way, I've never had fun or 100% success doing water plumbing related things. There's always some sort of leaks. I'm just like, no, this isn't my thing. I don't need to deal with it. Everybody else in the building will just call for whatever random reason. So it's like, I'll be one of those people. Even though, hey, the light went out in the hallway, I replaced the light. I can't be bothered to call somebody or message somebody, be like, a light bulb was out that I can easily reach and replace, and I have some light bulbs in the drawer, so I'm just going to throw a light bulb in it. And yeah, maybe sometimes I sweep or vacuum up the entire building because everybody has animals, and that's gross. And it's gross, and nobody sweeps up or cleans up after their animals. That's just not a thing people do. It's like the 70s out there. Uh, you know, when you would just leave your stuff around at the beach, picnic parks, etc. Madman. Do 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 do. I did think of another comic strip that I wanted to do. Can't remember exactly who's talking to who. I'm thinking maybe I'll do Milo and just somebody else who's not me. I want him to get upset about records, and just somebody just being like, "Oh, actually, like the sound is so much better on a record. Like you should get that on a record." And then Milo just being like, whatever. Like, can you even explain to me how a record works?" Um, and I can't remember. I should have written it down. I had a good phrasing, good sentence that was something like, um, oh no, that's what it was. So yeah, Milo or whoever is actually was like, listen, like I don't, it's like I'm all for it. I was like, it's not that I'm against records. I just want to know, you know, how is it possible to pull sound out of some sort of plastic wax circle that's just flat. It's basically flat, and it's not computers, it's not computer chips, it's not lasers. Like, how do you get that sound out? And the other person just being like, oh, why with a needle, of course. And then me or Milo, whoever the other person is, just being like, I'm gonna effing kill you. What? With an oh, that doesn't make any sense. And I've already seen, you know, versions of that joke 1,000 times before. But yeah, the only thing that makes sense, like none of them ever have an answer in any of those things, so it is just like, no, I just want a character that threatens another character for just explaining a record as simply as the needle pulls it out. Like that's not how that's not even a needle with a sucking hole in it. There is no sound to be sucked out. It's not. Oh, Pat, it's the vibrations. Don't. It's those good vibrations. It's that sweet, sexy sound. Don't. Yeah. What vibrations? So I guess that's the other thing is I keep thinking about that because as I say, we've all had, I never had, but we've all at least known somebody or we've seen one of those like toy record players that some kids would have, and or music boxes that would have some kind of a disc or the old punch card type system, so that when it would go around, it would tink 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 hit the different little notes like a piano type thing. But I keep thinking that has to be what it is, but it doesn't make any sense other than no, it still doesn't make any sense, Pat. I can see the idea that yep, down inside those grooves, there's a bunch of tiny little ding 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 ding, where it's hitting the needle, and the needle is so precise and tiny, and that's like a microphone, so the vibrations are just amplified and echoed through the electrical systems of again audio magic and lies. That's why it's a matrix. But if it is a matrix, so exactly, like they can't work like music boxes because you can't put my voice into a one little dink. You can't. You just can't. And I mean, especially if you're going if you're going to listen to Queen, then you're going to have to listen to it on a record because the prowess and depth of Freddie Mercury's voice can only be captured between those wax cylinders and then pressed into a bigger, flatter cylinder, and then we stick a needle on it, and it rotates, and it rotates. Okay, fine. Fine, I'll believe that. Fine. The needle is how it can get the sound out. All right? But in what I'm picturing, not gonna Pat, you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do, and I effing warned you, Patrick. I effing warned you. Okay. What I think that you're picturing, or what you're making me picture is what I'm describing, except again, like, so the needle's in there, and I know that, you know, just with a microphone, you put it close to something, like, and it's gonna pick up all those vibrations. How then? How? And again, my same applies for an audio cassette tape from 1981. How? How do we, like, even I still don't understand with the computers, how do we laser sound and this video, like, what's happening right now is insane. There's a microphone, there's a camera, there's a camera over there. That stuff is offset so that it can resync together in the future somehow before it gets to you guys. Anyway, brush all that away for 2 seconds. But yeah, the fact that how do I lay a little strip of somebody's voice in all of its different powers and loudnesses and all of the instruments. How is all of that cocking gunned around a little groove in a thing? And I know that's not how it gets made, but the fact that it is just like, then we just press it down. Then we just press it down. What are you pressing? How are you pressing it in order to maintain it in there? What is in there? What is in there, Patrick, that the needle is touching for it to go, well, whoa, let me tell you a tale of the record snail. It's the little snail that pulls a needle around a circle all day. On his back is a phonograph, so you can hear what the records say. It says, record snail, go to hell, your life is a lie. You're pulling magic words out of this through Satan or Sauron's eye. Sauron's eye. Sauron's eye. Cause music comes from Mordor, and that's just what you know. There's no other explanation unless eagles carry it through the snow. I think when a band plays the sound into the mic, then the vibrations from that create the grooves in the vinyl recording it. And I think you are 100% right. That does sound like something I have definitely heard before, but it is still the just like, why? Why is a record taking these groove vibrations? Why? Groove vibration. Do, do, do. It's the sweet and sexy side. Do, do, do. It's the good vibration. Groove vibration. Gotta groove it to the side. Bucky Buck is like Bucky Budge. Sometimes I try to press the button to make sure I'm already looking at him, and then I look back down, and I didn't hit the button. I'll give away whatever behind-the-scenes secrets I want to Ripley. Whatever I want, okay? Oh, spleesh and a half. Spleesh and a half. Hey, bros. It's totally terrific to just, like, put it all out there. Total transparency, guys. I can't remember this voice. Whoa. Thanks, Ted. Thanks, Ted. Oh, sorry, I wasn't reading. The original is a blank disc. When it turns, the sound vibrations get echoed into a master disc. You copy in the same way you make figurines and such, etc. And then Space Goonie is all, this is like me trying to figure out how photographs work as a kid. Had explained it better. Again, still, all of this is a crazy, magical lie. It's the only way. The only way to make sense. I mean, yeah, none of it exists. It can't exist. Like it all exists or none of it can possibly exist because again, somehow in some way, and we can say again it's just like, it's the future and science and inventions, but I mean, whoa, there's a there's just a tiny little black box right there with a little black circle on it. And then a USB, a universal serial bus uh, uh, cord goes from that into the back of this other big square that has just kind of a flat piece of glass on it. And then that's showing me, talk to me. And then in amongst all of that, I have the ability to go, hey, look at me. I'm a little cat who's also holding a mug and just saying things that kind of mildly changing expressions. I'm almost in the room, but I'm not. And also down in the corners, they're still drawing, so you could be like, hey, la la la, I like to draw while I'm talking. And that's all good, because it's almost, I would say that's your equivalent to drinking the water while doing the ventriloquism. But, we're not there yet. We're not there yet, and you haven't been practicing your ventriloquism at all. Hence the bugs in front of the faces, or else we would definitely have a better system. That's true. That's totally true. But I mean, seriously though. Seriously. And you know what that means. Seriously. Though? Though, but seriously. Though. What? Where does it all come? Where does it come from and where does it go, Mr. Joe? Where indeed? Right? I mean, all the Wi-Fi's, all of the movies in the world, like 90% of the movies in the world from like the past 20 years are here. Which direction does Wi-Fi go, Pat? Which direction does it go? Is it just a big old gaseous Wi-Fi filling all of the spaces, every nook and cranny? Is it a mesh as it's described on my router that all goes horizontally somehow? But then how come I can reach it down there? When I'm down, I live on the second floor, but sometimes when I get down onto the first floor and even down onto the street, I'm like, hey, I can still access my mesh. So it's not a horizontal, like Catherine Zeta-Jones trying to get through the lasers to steal something mesh. Which direction is it going? Is it just an omnidirectional series of stars that shoot out for as far as they can reach, and then they kind of fizzle off into the distance? And I only direct these at Pat because I threatened him at the beginning with this camera. Hey, meanwhile, back on the good time camera, let's have some fun. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Wi-Fi's made of dreams, and everything that's in between comes from each of our heads while we're sleeping like we're dead. I don't know. Reading Rainbow is all I've got in my head. Oh, snaps. 'Cause I can go anywhere. Please take a look. It's in this book. It's a reading rainbow. Come on. There we go. I was so angry. I was so angry. And then we had some fun. We had some joy. We had some fun. We had some streaming and the thud over here. Uh-oh. Patrick is going to explain. You're going to have to go to that Theriath camera and yell at Patrick again. Whether you agree or you disagree, that guy, he's got it covered. And give it to him. Give it to him good. Oh, no, I'm not angry anymore. I'm going to be happy again. Everything's cool. It's all good, dog. Sometimes it takes 3 taps. Wi-Fi. It goes everywhere, but bounces off walls and ceilings. The walls, ceilings, floors are mirrors, and the Wi-Fi is a laser. It gets diffused eventually, but still goes far enough, if that makes sense. It does. I don't like the use of the word laser, but it does make it make sense. Mostly just wanted to yell at something that wasn't real. So that's that segment over with. Ripley? Meow. 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 Oh, we didn't make the... I kind of took the weekend off of making stuff for the stream. So yeah, I was going to do some like kind of bumpers to be like, oh, well, that's the end of that part. Let's get out of there with a nice transition-y thing. And I've got a bunch of stuff ready to put together, but I didn't. That would have been a perfect time. Perfect time. I guess I could have went to the commercial. Oh, yeah. I was definitely not picturing, or at least hoping not to picture, actual lasers. Because they cut like a knife. But Wi-Fi so right. So yeah, waiting all day. Like, he's definitely not going to show up. He's definitely, or nobody's going to show up. Like, they're just not. Oh yeah, and that's not why. So before I was like, hey, toilet's leaking. Like, he's like, yep, can't come over right now. Like, first thing in the morning. I'm like, that's perfect. The leak isn't that hard right now, especially if I turn off the water. No problem at all. And when I turn it on, it's still pretty slow. But, you know, I can't leave the toilet tank water on. So anytime. So then time passes and it's just like, he's definitely not coming. I don't want, especially like hard enough to be like, hey, your thing is broken, come fix it. Like you always say that, yep, if there's a problem, call me. I'm your DJ that will resolve this. Like, perfect. Resolve away, sir. Resolve away. But even worse when it's like, yep, I'll take care of that. We got this covered. And then they don't. And it's just like, don't make me give you life revisions. Like, you know, why I stopped supervising so many years ago, because I don't enjoy giving people judgments on their things that they do. So just come fix the thing. Don't be one of those people that's like, oh, you gotta kind of harass me for stuff, you know, to make sure I do things. You gotta really stay on top of me. Like, no, I don't, and I won't. I much rather do it myself or go hire somebody else to do it, rather than rely on you. If anything, I almost rather you said like, ugh, like no, that's your toilet now. That's your problem. Like, all right, cool. And I would just go buy a toilet and I would install that myself because I've done that 1,000 times before. And then I would purposely then, like, spitefully only want to stay for like another month and be like, oh, by the way, I'm leaving. Oh, P.S. I'm taking the toilet that I bought. Happy buying a new toilet day. Click. Meh, 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 meh. So then the fact that it is just like, hey, here's a fun fact about leaks. They don't get better over time, they get worse. So now that it's gotten worse, I can see that it isn't the toilet water supply, also because I replaced the toilet water supply, and I can see that, no, the water's definitely coming from the tank itself. Come deal with that. Come deal with that. Either replace the thing inside that sucks in the water like a record needle, or give me a new toilet. I don't care. You're the one who's raising my rent next month. And we all know the old adage is home is where you do your pooping. And I also realize I never finished the Books Are for Pooping shirt. But I will. I will. I instead painted a bunch of stuff, and then I was like, well, now that I've done some things to the bedroom, I might as well keep going. Ended up doing a million things on a weekend where I specifically was like, I'm not doing anything this weekend. I'm taking a full-blown break because I'm exhausted already. Friday, I was kind of planning, not even excited, but just like at the end of the day, I'm gonna do some painting tonight. Like Friday, I'm just gonna sit down, I'm gonna paint, and I'm gonna watch TV. Simple enough. Maybe I'll just watch TV. Maybe I'll just paint. I don't know. Um, DJ Toilet Tank in the house. But yeah, at work on Friday, we did this thing where Streamlabs tweeted out, "Hey, for the next 4 hours, we're gonna try to draw emotes for you. So just tweet at us or reply to this. I don't know how Twitter works anymore. I don't care. But it was like just add us, hashtag us, whatever, and we'll see what we can do. No promises. We're not guaranteeing anything great. We're just whoever's up for it is gonna try and draw something for you. And I'm just like, all right, like this should be interesting. Put my work aside till Monday, I guess, and spend the afternoon having a little Moticon marathon. And it'll be awesome because like people will suggest crazy ideas, and I can't wait to do some crazy ideas and know that you can't give me revisions. And if you want revisions, too bad. You just got a weird random free thing. Some people didn't even realize it was theirs to use. It was just like, yep, that's yours. And we just posted them on Twitter back to the people. So right before it started, they were like, "So how long should this be? Like, say about 4 hours?" And like, I don't know, man. And then, uh, right before we started, I kind of realized, like, wait a second. Streamlabs has like a lot of followers. They're like a big, real business who do a lot of streaming stuff, and they're really connected to all the internet people. Is this gonna get nuts? This is gonna get nuts, isn't it? Because there's only a few of us here. We're we're only gonna do like I'm probably only gonna be able to do like 10. Like I'm not gonna be able to just do random scribbly nonsense. Like I have a certain way that I draw, and I can push it and I can go faster, but I can't uh I can't half-ass it. I just can't half-ass things. If you're only doing things with half your ass, then shit's falling out. Then shit's falling out. I would just like to chime in to say that's awesome, and I really like that little sentiment. I'm going to use that all the time. Patent pending. But yeah, in order to do as many as possible, it becomes more of did I? Oh yeah, because the cord hit the thing. There you go. Now you're not falling off the edge of that. Ah! Ah! 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Oh, for the love of fun. Milo, you're flying. Oh, you're a butterfly in the sky. Oh, doing. You're too close to the edge. For the love of fun. So, I was gonna say I had something to drink, but that's also way over there. I'm literally terrified to reach past the cameras now. Ripley, be real for 5 seconds and pass me something to drink before I die. Anything? No, I didn't squirrel anything away. So, The train is always just barely on the rails as it is, but thankfully, all of these imaginary conductors are still somewhere in my head saying, "Oh, it's just right over there." I'll go grab it when I switch to Ripley in a second. Yeah, so they're just like, all right, we're gonna start it. Like, all right, let's see what happens. Hopefully, I'm just like, I'll just do my best to not overwork it and just do it as quickly as possible, if that's possible for me. And within the first like 3 minutes, like in the time it took to go like, oh, where's the link to this? Okay. Oh wow, there seems to be quite a. Oh, oh, I can't scroll to the bottom. Still scrolling. I can't. Guys, guys, there's no bottom. Guys, it's only 3 minutes. Oh my god, guys, we've made a terrible mistake. What's happening right now? Um, and so yeah, within the first 3 minutes, there was like 900 and some, I think. I was like, all right, cool. Just start going nuts, I guess. So just as quickly as I could, and I genuinely can't remember the first one that I grabbed. I think the first one I grabbed was a cat. Actually, just draw my cat. Like, all right, here you go. Um, and then another some lady was like, oh, a rainbow goat. Like, all right, cool, rainbow goat it is. And that's where that's the crux of the story, Patrick. Um, where's the there we go. Just there. That's how the buttons go. Um, so trying to do as many as I can, and I think like in my head I'm like, yeah, in 4 hours, like 10 isn't too unreasonable depending on how crazy or how complicated they are. So it's like I can pick and choose if I want. So I'm not gonna pick the things that are like this is like an existential nightmare. Like I can't. What am I supposed to draw for this? Like this is too many things that you're describing, and others were just too great not to do. One that Omar did was like a cat in a banana costume. I'm just like, that's the best thing that I've seen all day. Like, oh my god, we should all stop and just that's just awesome. So I think I think I stopped at 14 or 15. I can't remember. I know that I stopped at whatever I stopped at and just said like, well, that's the end of the day. Because it was like, should we stop now? And I'm like, I'm done. Everybody else has already left. It's just me now. So yes, we should definitely stop. My fingers are officially completely effed for the rest of the weekend now. Like, cause the more intensely I draw, and the more pressure you put on it, the more just tightly I'm squeezing on this pen. The harder I'm pressing on the thing. So it's just like everything is more uh, uh, just more used up uh, than usual because even though it's not actually a crazy amount of stuff to do, I'm doing it more intensely because I'm just like, oh, I've got to do 1,000 of these, I guess. So yeah, within by the end of the first hour, I think there was about over 1,000, 2,000. I can't remember if it got up to 4,000 or not, but yeah, there was just like everybody and their dog just like, hey, draw this, draw that. Like, wow, I feel immediately terrible about not being able to do every one of these for everybody. I don't know how many we're gonna get to, and then after I was finished the last one for me, where I'm like, that's it. Like my day ended a half hour ago, and my hands are broken. Like I literally, Patrick might know this, but like sometimes you'll be drawing so much, and it gets to be 4 in the morning or whatever, and you're still doing it because like deadlines and TV is difficult and hard, and I'll get this weird like basically a spasm where I'm like trying my best. It's like trying not to squeeze the pen closed hard or squeeze my fingers around it, and trying not to hold it too loosely. But either way, it's just like my hand is just like like no, like it's just trying to involuntarily let go of the pen, and it was basically one of those days where I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not painting tonight because I can barely hold this pen right now just to finish off what I have to finish off. and then it's just like, hey, like there's this one more, we should definitely do this one. Like, well, if we should definitely do it, then I mean, I guess I'll do it because again, nobody else is answering this message, and I'm the only one who's left on this project right now. Like I already know that, so and I know what I'm like. Therefore, I've got to finish this off. So I did the last one. I was still pretty happy with it, considering just how labored it was and how much I rushed it. Like that one, I'm gonna say, damn it, I can't see that text from here. Oh, but they gave me an email, so I can say the name. Effin' 2 Wildcat. Effin' 2 Wildcat. I like cats and you know that, 'cause there's so many here. But they're effin' wild, my dear. So yeah, did that last one with one and a half an ass cheek, 3/4. I'll go 3/4 of an ass effort. So like yes, a little bit of shit might have fallen out of that one, but mostly it's all quality ass muscle flexing. I don't know. The other half of that metaphor doesn't work. But yeah, the last one was like I was okay with this. The people who got it were like, oh my god, that's perfect. Except you forgot one little detail. Like I don't know this person, so I don't know what they look like without a shirt on, and I'm not gonna investigate it. So that's what you get, and you're done. That's what I get for reading comments sometimes. But the majority, like for the most part, everything that I did that day, I did have fun doing, and I loved doing it. But it was, yeah, with that intensity. By the end of the day, it was just like, oh god, oh no, like I can't art anymore for the rest of the day. And I wanted to, I really wanted to. Like, damn it, I gave my job all my energon cubes, and I needed some, but I also needed to take a break. So it's like, okay, sometimes I need the universe to physically step on my hand and say, hey, chill out for a day. Like, you're right. So I don't think I did. I don't think I've watched anything. I definitely did, and I've completely forgotten. But my main plan was I'm gonna watch The Tick. I'm gonna watch some more of The Tick because I love The Tick, and I only seem to watch TV on the weekends. But instead, I mostly just had some music on, and ended up working on some paintings. So yeah, on the Instagram post for this stream, there's like a naked pterodactyl lady with just giant ambitions, and yeah, so I did that and worked on some other stuff, and mostly just was playing music and redesigning my bedroom, and but I definitely watched at least one thing that was great, and I can't remember. But one thing that I definitely did watch in my constant new-ish obsession with just, well, nothing else to watch, and I've got all of the episodes of Taskmaster memorized, even though that's what was on right before this stream, is the Game Grumps. So I was just like, just drifting through trying to find any and all episodes that I've never watched, for the most part of like one-off games and this and that. So I was like, well, just letting a bunch of those play in the background. Some of them were ones I did see, some of them I did. Excuse me. But yes, so that's exactly it. The new one, I was really excited because it was like, Ripley. This button is too close. Are you talking right now? Sorry, sweetest angel. You just stop resetting like that. You know I hate it when you do that. But yeah, I was so excited. F2 Wildcat, thumbs up. This seems good. I ran out of rhymes. I got no rhymes today. Uh, the the Heave Ho sequel I've been waiting for. Basically, I was so excited. I'm like, oh, and then the game started, and I just, it's, just had a weird thought in my head. It's not that I did. I almost want to say it was like what I didn't enjoy about it. It was only the fact that I didn't enjoy it as much as when they played Heave Ho. Still enjoyed it. Those two are national treasures. I never want them to stop YouTubing. But yeah, the comparison was just like the other one was so much more relaxing and friendly, and just the hold my hand. But this one was just not as, and mostly it was the game. I still like, again, like both of them talking. It's like it does almost doesn't matter what they're talking about. I enjoy it. It was the actual game itself. I didn't like a lot of the designs of the disgusting hand game. I know that if they had played it more, they would have been more fluid and knew what was going on, because it's a complicated game where each one is controlling an arm of a weird, disgusting meat blob thing, and then just how the game escalated with all of the things like falling, whatever. It was too much of a platformer for two people to play, which is, again, it's fine. It's kind of a novelty game, but I really liked, like with Heave Ho, it's the same. It's basically a mobile game, but with amazing mechanics. And this one, it's just it didn't have the fluidness. It wasn't as smooth. It didn't make me, the game didn't make me feel as happy as Heave Ho. And so by the end of the stream, or the end of the episode, when they're basically just like, they're teetering on the verge of like, oh, should we, we're definitely not going to keep going with this. We'll probably do it on our own time, but this game has been kind of interesting, blah 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 blah. And part of me is just like, I want to see more. I do want them to play more. But when they were like, well, we're not, or whatever, I'm just like, oh, but good. But I don't actually want to see more of this game, and they will have something else tomorrow. Oddly enough, like I don't watch most of them, their bigger games. Like, I watch all of the Sonic playthroughs that are like 100 episodes long. But but that's it. It's usually just like the 2 or 3 episodes for most games, other than some newer ones. But like, even like playing Zelda, I for some reason I refuse to watch them play Zelda. I watched a bit here and there. I'll again, like when it's just playing, some episodes will play. But some of those games, I just don't have any interest in watching somebody play it. Even though Danny makes it interesting, like it's the only time I'm just like, oh yes, keep talking about what's happening in Zelda. This is great. But for some reason, the bigger ones, Blood something or other, Bloodborne, I don't know. There's a bunch of blood-based games, and just real big new like PS4, Xbox One. I don't even know what it is anymore. Those crazy like Skyrims type of games where they're going at them pretty hard forever. They're streaming them for like 5-hour marathons in between and stuff. I'm like, no, I don't want to watch this game that's a movie. I'd rather watch you, play the game and be frustrated. I have, oddly enough, though, I was avoiding them for the longest time, but the episodes of the like dating simulators, I don't know what that, because it's definitely not a dating simulator. It's more like just a choose your own adventure storybook that's just really weird, and they're always just really weird. And I can't remember which one it was, but there's, it's just like basically this guy, and he's just like, you're trying to just talk to these girls, and it's just kind of a text-based thing that shows a picture, and you either make a terrible decision and you have to start your whole life over, or something progresses and you end up like, hey, now we're going to this cabin and we're all hanging out, or this weird resort thing. Like, okay, this should be fun. And then turns out one of them is like possessed, or so it's just like, wait, what is happening? So in one of those, like, I just happen to see a later one where like, I kind of have to go back and find out what's going on in this now. Like, they are so invested at this point where they were like, we didn't want to play this anymore, but we put so much effort into getting this far. Now we need to go further, and they're going through the walkthroughs or whatever. The one I watched most of, I think I might have missed one episode, and I was like, I'm fine. I don't need to go back. I don't really care. But it's so crazy. But it was the... I can't remember what it was called, but it was basically called something like Panty Finder, Panty Search, or something like that, and Panty Collector, probably. So the whole deal was like, your character is like obsessed with collecting girls' panties, and he has this whole system of like how to judge like what kind of panties he thinks they have, but then he decides like, I'm just gonna start taking them. So basically, like, a girl's in the room, you're there for whatever reason, like, hey, I'm here to help fix your computer, like, all right, cool, oh, and then it gives you a list of things to say where it's just like, hey, I'm thirsty, can you get me a drink? Oh, this is going to take a bit more time, I don't know what I'm doing, I should leave. And then what, you basically try to get them out of the room, and then you search the room, try to find clues that lead you to where more panties might be, then you just find them like in books, in whatever. And it was like, so from the get-go, it was like, this is insane. Like, because it's just still pictures. It's just a point and click look and find type of thing with some minimal, maybe some door opening animations, but the most is like, their expressions would change from like cross dissolve to like, hey, whatever. And it was just insane. Like, there was no like nudity, as far as I know. I don't think there was no nudity or anything. Like, I think at one point he might have like kind of or one of the girls fell in love with him, like with the character, because they were everywhere. That's the thing, like, they're everywhere. Like, after they found the first one, they're just like, what is this game? And it's like, well, I'm in it too. Like, it's raising too many questions. So basically you try to go to like one girl, learn stuff about another girl, and then they're all kind of like gossiping, plotting against each other as well, and you're trying not to be the bad guy that causes trouble. And still manages to get panties. And then you find out at least one, if not two, of the other girls are also panty thieves, and they're trying to steal all the other girls' panties. And in the episode I didn't watch, what happened was, and like the aftermath, like I learned right away, and I can't believe the amount of times I've said panties. Space Goody and Pat have so many books in their house, and I promise you that by the weekend, Pat will have hidden all of the underwear in every book, possibly with some sort of puzzle relating each of them to the title somehow. But yeah, the crazy thing is, at one point, that's the one where I think they end up going to some sort of place to like maybe to study or something, and one of the girls basically ends up stealing either all of the girls' panties or most of the other girls' panties. I should just say underwear. Meow. And so the other girls find this like duffel bag filled with underwear, and of course they confront the one guy, which is just like, what's going on, Steve? Why'd you take all of her underwear? And he's just like, but it wasn't me. And he had to take the blame, but then he's just like, oh, somebody else, like, is a panty maniac like me. Like, we could join forces. And then the both of them are both trying to get more underwear in some way. And it's just like, what is even happening? Why do you need to keep going? And he would have these little asides to himself, like the character. So it'd be like, say this, say that. And then she would go and do something and be like, I think he had a journal. I think he had a journal where he took down all the details of each of the things that led him to this. But regardless, he would have these little internal monologues of, oh, well, like, like Susie actually really seems to like me. you know, maybe there could be more to this. Maybe we are into the same manga comics and the same anime movies. We should just hang out and do that instead of me trying to figure out different ways to get her out of the room so I can steal her underwear. And that happens so many times where, and again, the Game Grumps are just like jumping in, just going, yes! What is wrong with you? Like, how did this become a game? Who wrote this? And it's also written from the perspective of, which also makes it even more interesting, more crazy, more just unbelievable, is the storytelling seems to be written from somebody who has never ever had access to ladies' underwear, who's definitely never talked to a girl before, is probably basing all of this information on some other weird dating thing, because this is just 100% just psychotic. Like, it's not silly enough to be like, hey, this is such a silly idea. Like, I'm the panty collector, like, silly game. Oh, it's in a book, like, so crazy. Like, it being in a book is the craziest part. The rest is just like psychological warfare, really, and it was beyond disturbing. Like, again, like, thankfully it's people like Danny and Aaron who are playing it, and Danny Avedon's genuine wholesomeness and hope for the world to be a good place like just comes through so much, where it's just like, you know, you can feel his cringing through his voice and how he is just like, I don't want to play this anymore. Like, I don't feel comfortable. Like, I do want to see what happens, but like, this is insane. You know, I feel like we're ending up on a list. I feel like we should report the people who made this game, but it's, you know, it's on the Nintendo. It's been approved. Another one I didn't watch, or they didn't play very. I think they played through it, but it was one where I don't know if you've seen around the Instagram, but it's definitely like a deviant art style thing of Oh no, no. That's a different thing. I was thinking. I think there is one though that it's like Kentucky Fried Chicken, but it's like you're trying to date or you are the sexy Colonel Sanders, and then maybe there's something else. I think that's one for some reason, but I might be overlapping that with just the meme that I saw that is just a bunch of sexy versions of restaurants if they were people. And I think the one I'm thinking of is actually the Christmas one, where you're trying to date sexy Santa Claus, I think. Or maybe you're sexy Santa Claus. Either way, it's bananas. Something games. Rogue Games? I really should log my phone in so I can see my events from over here. You know, that one didn't send me an email. Not logged in. Yeah, it's weird. My fence feed ain't saying nothing. Also, most recent sub does not say who it's supposed to say. Why is that? Hmm. Most recent subscriber, yeah. Read from file. Done. Yeah, like that should say Space Goonie and or Path. But it doesn't. I'm all proud of myself. Oh, here we go. Poor Games has followed. Poor Games. Poor Games. Get a mug and pour them out. The poor Games. Pour your games up in your mouth. Yeah, Pat Prowse has subscribed. Space Goody has subscribed. A little refresh button. Okay, that just makes that happen. Learning. I'm learning. Oh, I thought I could have swore. I just glanced at what you said, Pat, there, and I thought it said that would be programs, and I thought you were talking about whatever I was talking about. For games. So I have the events window open over here now. But yeah, I'll have to mess around with that and see why that is not updating. Open the thing. A refresh button over here. No. This button do. That's cool. Oh wow, I can control everything in here. Whoop whoop, September hype. Fucking everything. Yeah. Ah well. I tried to have sublabels. I tried to have sublabels. Try again next week. So that one I remember only watching a minute of and just being like, this is weird. I don't like it. Uh, kind of. I was using the, because I'm on a Mac, the Streamlabs on Mac aren't quite ready yet, so you have to use the Streamlabs program, and then it feeds in from that. But yeah, I definitely did something wrong, and I'll fix that up. But they're still working on all the stuff, so eventually all the PC features will be in the Mac world as well. So anyway, skipping back to the trying not to do things. Saturday, how I was like, I'm not gonna do anything. Maybe I'll just paint. But first, you know what? I'm gonna set up my video game stream. Alright, I want to get back to playing games. I finally got the thing in the mail so that I don't have to do 16 workarounds. So let's see what happens there. I know that's gonna be a bunch of problems. I'm gonna spending half the day just messing with settings and trying to make this work. But maybe, just maybe, I can plug and play as advertised. So I plugged. Mitten hand. And I played, and it worked. It worked so perfect. I didn't need to open up any separate programs. I just had, well, there's one little backdoor program, so it just takes the feed from the PlayStation and or the Nintendo Wii, and then funnels it into the computer, and then it just shows up in the Streamlabs OBS, and like before, I had to like do a screen, a window capture of a thing that was playing a thing, and then still try to funnel the sound in a different way, and blah 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 blah. So it's like all of the offsets to try and get everything in sync. A, we're never even close, and B, we're always different. So it's just like this is too much of a hassle to play a video game online. It's insane. I'm not even using cameras. This is just me trying to sync my audio and the video game audio with the video game screen, and the three of them being wildly off. So, new Magic Box, plug it in, and I'm like losing my mind. Like it took 4 seconds to go from it's not on to there it is. Jump, jump, jump. Is this like basically in sync with the PlayStation? Like it's literally like a millisecond or two off from the actual game. So I'm like, I can almost play this on the streaming screen rather than my own, rather than the TV screen. And why do I get the feeling? No, that's right. Is that right? Okay, yeah. Never mind. Um, so impressed. So impressed. Sound, video, everything. I just threw on Mario Maker, went to a random Mario 3 level, and was just like, okay, I'm going to hit record, and let's see what happens. It's usually kind of wonky, but let's just see if I can go, hey, here we go. We're the Mario singing along with this little beat. I don't remember how it goes right now, but it's fun. Oh, this is the Mario one. It's not Mario 3. That's why I'm getting confused. That is confusing to me. So I tried to do that. It's just the Elgato HD60S. Are those the right numbers? But so I had the old Elgato. That's not a 60 or whatever it was. It's not an S. And it wasn't until after I got it I realized, like, oh, this thing's the best. It just barely works with your Mac. It works great with everything else, but oh man, do you have a Mac? You definitely wanted to get the S. Like, well, for fun's sake. And the S was like now cheaper and on sale for, you know, the price I paid for these other ones. So it's just like, are you kidding me? So I took my old one to the pawn shop. Here you go. This is yours now. Give me a pile of money. Thank you. And then went to the internet. Hello, Mr. Elgato. Domo arigato. Need some stream alato. So I was super excited, like, at how well it worked and just how fast it was. Again, like the old one in comparison was just dial up to DSL comparisons. Bicycle to car racing. And then I'm just like, all right, like, you know what, tonight, maybe I'm just going to sit down and play some video games tonight. If I can get some of my chores done or whatever it is I'm going to do, if I can relax enough, or maybe I'll just spend the day playing video games and streaming them. Like, I don't know. I'm just so excited that this is working. And without having to spend the whole day figuring out how to get it to work. And so I'm just kind of checking it, recording, looking at it, like, all right, maybe I'll just throw it on and do a test stream just to see how the syncing works during a real stream over internet lines, if you will. Before, just before I get there, I realize, like, hey, like, are my headphones? My headphones keep kind of cutting out. Look at my headphones. They're like cutting out for no reason. My headphones. My headphones cutting out? Come on now. Hey, were you talking about that time when you thought your headphones were cutting out? And you're all like, oh my god, where's the sound going? Is it my headphones? These headphones are brand new. Come on now, guys. These headphones? Yeah, that time. Okay, seriously? What is going on? Oh yeah, I knocked over the other microphone, or the other camera. That, of course, moved this camera, too. Why wouldn't that happen? Why wouldn't that happen? Oh, man. Seriously, though. The wacky world of TV. Now that I've got you over here, can we have a serious conversation about sound? No, so yeah, the sound keeps cutting in and out, and then eventually I stop blaming my headphones and I start to blame the software, the computer, the something. So I'm going through all the things. I'm trying the different audio settings. I'm just like, it almost works perfect, except for this part where the audio just randomly cuts out. So I go to the internet and type in, hey, Anybody else's audio cutting out? Somebody else ask this question somewhere else, and then I will use your answer as my own answer. You're Patrick, be over here. You're partly pulled out of the socket, Patrick. Get back in that socket. No, it wasn't the headphones at all. It was when I looked it up. Again, basically, people posting, "Hey, how come my audio isn't consistent and powerful and wonderful with this new powerful, wonderful box?" And it's basically, "Oh, hey, because of hardware acceleration and the amount of power you need, and you're trying to also restream all of this audio with this amount of power." And even though you spent all your money on this computer to get the most powerful computer you could afford, it's still not powerful enough. You dumb backwards child. I mean, it's a year old, but it might as well be 17 years old. So it's just the computer has a hard time doing both of these audios. Uh, he's back in his socket, and the other pat is giving a high five. The And then, of course, like, hey, here's all the backdoor workaround solutions. Like, no, no, that's what I'm avoiding. That's why I have this magic box. There has to be a better way. There has to be a better way. Let me amazing discovery this with my colorful sweater myself. So I decided to take a little chance. Like, what if I tell it not to share the audio through the HD thing because it can't handle it, even though it's HD? It should, right? I tell it don't do it analogically as well because your little analog hole also can't seem to do it like that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let you put the audio into my little TV monitor. My little TV monitor doesn't have speakers because it's just a monitor. So I have some little speakers plugged into it sometimes. Instead of plugging into those speakers, I'm going to take my audio from the TV. I'm going to go into my mixer. The mixer attached to this microphone that goes into a USB. It's a USB mixer. So that goes right into the computer. So I've got this microphone in, and I've got another audio input. Both of those just go into the computer, and that way, no matter what, I'm always definitely in sync with the game sound at least, even if the video isn't completely in sync. But so far, so good. It is. It's so much faster and great. So then I did that, and then I'm like, all right, now I just need an ability to hear the audio of the video games myself whilst it's going through all of this stuff. And the answer to that is threefold, actually. Three answers. What do you think about that? Oh, I don't know why the buttons are not responding as fast as they should. But yeah, give us the three answers. Top three answers on the board. Survey says, number one, you're stupid. Number two, something about your beard. And number three, cords were on sale at Staples. Oh, dude, pick me up some extra cords if they're on sale, because I need cords. That was my voice, not his. Turn your monitor on at Streamlabs. I don't understand that sentence, Pat. So, oh, you mean the sound monitor? So that's the thing is like because the audio is off. If I listen through there, then my sound is off from the actual sound. So then we end up in that weird Hidden Valley Ranch situation where it is just like I'm off. And I realized the real thing I was looking for was Uncanny Valley Ranch dressing. Also doesn't actually apply. Doesn't actually apply. But we're just in a dead space. But yeah. So anyway, the three solutions. One is I can still listen to the stream audio in case somebody follows or whatever, and I can hear the loon sounds or the crazy music that plays when money is donated. And in this year, I just used the crazy long extension. Weird. Like I just saw a flash of light outside. Um, by outside, I mean in the living room. So yeah, it's just a headphone extender, and it goes all the way into the headphone out on the mixer, and there we go. I'll just have both audios in, and I'm not on camera, so I don't have to worry about wires everywhere. I've got the little animated 8-bit Curtis to take care of being on camera. That's the least acceptable version of hearing the audio myself. Number two, if I'm playing Nintendo, as long as I'm using the TV controller with the monitor on it, that has a headphone jack, and I can just put my headphones into that, and then same deal, still hear the audio stream or the stream audio, and I can hear the game audio just through that thing, and then I'm unencumbered. I'm not covered with wires, which is the ideal, which is what I'm striving for. I meant to click on the Milo camera. I'm over here. The one button down from that one. Ugh, so frustrating. Anyway, nice to hear you have dreams. All of your dreams are just not being encumbered by wires to do a thing you don't have to do. You know, you could just sit in that chair without doing any of this stuff and just draw pictures. Nobody's forcing you. Nobody cares. It's fine. Good points, but need to, got to, have to. So that's for the Nintendo. So that works out great. I did get a bunch of Wii games as well, so we can just play some weird games. And that doesn't have, I don't think so, a headphone jack in it. So that'll have to use the cord or something else. And number three is, I don't even know if it's going to work, but it better and it should, because I'm Captain Old Tommy, and the stream is about playing old video games. I have a PlayStation 3, which isn't that old, you guys. It's not even that old. Come on. Don't judge my age based on a PlayStation. That's it. PlayStation 3 is pretty new. I realize a 5 is coming out. The camera is still a bit high, so I got to lean in real close for it to be acceptable. And yeah, so it's like I'm on the same gaming level as Space Goonie and Pat, and for the first time in my life, I'm on the same gaming level as somebody, and that makes me happy. We're not necessarily playing the same games or like playing together or whatever, but just the fact that, you know, I have Mario Maker at the same time if somebody else has a Mario Maker, and stuff like that. Again, like I'm not completely out of this world. You know, when people like Daryl Packroyd, who comes on, he is like a video game guy. That is his thing, is playing the newest games to their most complete ability, and being, you know, up to date on all this stuff. I'm just like, nope, I am way too cheap and way too old for all that stuff. And it's like, even if I could just afford to buy systems all the time, or you know, whatever, it's just like, I'm too old for it. I'm really like, I finally can see through my dad's eyes when it's like, whoa, why can't you just play NHL '94? Excuse me, on the Sega Genesis with me? Like, this controller's broke. It's rigged. It's all rigged. Like, well, yeah, technically, because it's just mechanics, like whatever. Like, yeah, you're just kind of working with the machine, not trying to be the best hockey player. You got to work with the game and its limitations, because it's kind of doing a lot of the work. And now, yeah, with some things, I am just like, I don't even know what to do here. This is crazy. Am I playing this? I mean, they're crazy impressive. Every weekend, I am basically like, should I just break down and get a Nintendo Switch? Like, the closer I get to really convincing myself to getting one, though, is like the closer they get to making a new Nintendo. but it is mostly for like just that, where it's like I just want to play 4 of the games that the Game Grumps were playing, and even that I was like I will get sick of them so fast that it will not be worth $400. Um, and I have a bunch of games, like so many games here now that I haven't even touched. Um, but uh, but anyway, gonna do some more of that. Just try to enjoy not doing something to do something. Because to talk about just the art making process for a bit. I don't know if Megan's watching. Hi, Megan. I think that's your real name. I still can't pronounce any of your fake names. I'm not good at reading. So, she sent me a message there one day, basically saying, ah, like, I want to do art. Do I want to do art? Do I hate doing art? Like, how? How do you do it? How do you keep saying so motivated and so positive and just so into making all the things? Like, how come you don't just give up and stop all the time? And the fact is, I'm just like writing back, like, oh no, no. Do you think I'm super gung ho into everything I do all the time? Like, God, no. Like, everything is just terrifying and just eats away. Like, just the thought of doing most things is like, why and who cares and what's the point? And the real answer is just like because I want to, and because the point is to make me happy, and this is a thing that I do. It's just because we live in a society where it is just like you make your things, you share your things, you sell your things. Your things are part of the world, and we are now all of the things, no matter how special or not, are in competition with everybody's regular dumb family things. No offense to you and your dumb family, but I mean, like, hey, like, I made a whole movie over here, guys. Remember when that used to impress people? Yeah, yeah, but look at this. This person put up 3 pictures of a baby that they don't even really know. They met a friend who has a baby. Look at how cute that baby is. Don't you just want to, like, squeeze that baby? No. No, I don't. I want to go make another stop motion thing. That is my baby. What do you think about my baby? You won't even look in the direction of my baby because there's other real babies out there? Okay, then. All right. Oh, we got some fur babies over here. Oh my god, I just love fur babies. Like, I look at pictures of fur babies all effing day. So I'm at the top of that list, right? I mean, I've got a little bug. Like, nobody gets more excited than when a little kid is like, oh, look, it looks like he's drinking tea and he's like, drinking a little mug. Put some sunglasses on him like he's a little rock and roller. Oh, adorable. We all love these little fur babies and babies. Pretending they're little humans. So, I mean, I am definitely like the winner of that particular contest, right? So, I'll just be over here waiting for my medal. I assume a medal is on its way. It's in the mail. No, exactly the opposite. You're stupid because you're not really furry and you're not a real fur baby, and you talk and stuff, and that annoys people. So you don't count. You just don't count. But I cost like 2 years of college and like 20 years of experience doing things. How is that possible? That are you like seriously? Are you serious? What are you doing over there? Did you accidentally press the button that made your buttons disappear? So now you're trying to get your buttons back? Oh, that sounds frantic and fun. Why not just give up? Exactly. Why not just give up? And because, again, then I wouldn't have my own. That's the fur baby that I want. That's the fur baby that we deserve. and and it's fun. Like, sorry, I took my Jim Gaffigan voice and I gave it a little mug and put it on a little stool. Actually, there you go, little guy. Just like pulling a tablecloth out from things. So again, it's not that like there isn't an actual competition. It is the what everybody has, the Facebook, the internet anxiety of, oh, everybody else is on vacation. Oh, everybody else has a speedboat. Oh, everybody else is in this happy family. They don't even look like this one of these people has actually snuck away and had a secret family and they hate each other. Like, you can't even tell that she's embezzling from her company or whatever. Like, that person is on their way to jail or whatever. It's just like, nope, everything looks pristine and magical because we see all the things, and then you do see like, oh wow, so you just got 60 likes? You just got 60 likes in 4 minutes from, hey guys, it's a nice day. Meanwhile, I spent 3 weeks on making a thing and 0 likes? Okay, I will just feel judged. I will feel shunned and judged. Even though technically it is because my algorithm that I'm presenting to the world is here's a cartoon of a thing and or maybe cats. And the algorithms that get fed to all the people are angry rants about the world. So if I do, and I was doing it today where I'm like, fine, I am angry today at all the things and in the world. So I am just going to complain on Facebook. If anything, just to boost my algorithm. And it's always proven correct where it's like, yep, if I complain about something stupid, like 40 people usually see it. And it's just like, okay, so I'm not invisible then. So it is either I can keep blaming the algorithm, or there's a bunch of people who lie to my face about how interesting and funny they think I am and how much they would love to watch me do a live stream. And then don't. Hi, everybody else, though. But again, so rather than be that jerk, I do choose to think it's definitely mostly algorithms that keep things from being shared, or at least seen, and of course the paying of money. So hey again, CDK. So when I don't know, when I do get the web stuff all settled, I will actually like try my hand at spending some marketing money again and see how that works. See if we can get some kind of an audience up in here. But occasionally people still funnel in and out, and that's cool. But it's mostly that thing of, you know, family is all about supporting people with babies, and weird nerds who like to live on their own and make stuff are weird nerds who like to live on their own and make stuff. And when we see them in person, we say, hey, so what have you been up to? I know everything you've been up to, and I claim not to even use Facebook. So, which one of us is a jerk? I'm a monster. I'm a monster. So yeah, I just hate Facebook today, mostly because, like I said, why is my toilet still broken? It's now 10 after 10 at night. So I've been home all day, and nobody showed up to fix my effing toilet. Nobody showed up to fix their own effing toilet. I'd fix my own toilet, but it's not my toilet to fix. Cranky face, how you gonna fix this place? Cranky face, writing angry things on Facebook, so everyone knows that you're shook. Oh, I can still poop here. It's not that I can't. It's just that it's annoying. It's annoying. Like basically knowing that a towel, every time I use the bathroom, a towel is getting damp. I'm not peeing or pooping on the towel, but water from the tank does have to go somewhere for every minute that it's on. And mostly, though, you know, not my floor, not my toilet. It's yours to deal with. And again, the rage for the most part doesn't even come from that. It's not it's like I don't care. Like I can deal with that. First world problems. I still have a toilet. If worst comes to worst, I could go in the shower, or I could go visit CTK. I could go to the gym, which is next door, and there's lots of places. Like I am not put out for going to the bathroom. The anguish comes from the fact of, are you going to be there? Are you going to be home all day? Like you're not going to F me over by me coming over there to help you out with your toilet, and then you're just not there, and I have to break into your house, which I could easily do because I have the keys, because I own the place. I believe it's just called like the Nintendo Classic, right? NES Classic? Classic NES? And that's the other thing I was thinking was just like, what if I just do that? I'll just go out in the hallway, But because of the other people in this building, I'm just like, no, I'll just start a trend. I'll just start a trend. I don't want to set people off. That's kind of bad to say. Most of the horrible people in this building have moved out, and it's pretty quiet. And I might have said this before, like I kind of want, and I kind of look forward to, and I enjoy when I, not necessarily when I'm witness to, but when it's just nice and quiet, and I realize, oh, some more breakups have happened, and it makes the world a more peaceful place because most people, I don't know why they're together, other than some sort of weird convenience, but again, there's a few different couples in the building that just scream at each other, and yesterday, maybe what was today? It is a good one for that's why I had when I had my mini Nintendo and then traded it up for my Nintendo Wii. It was great for just I would just throw it on and play it for a few minutes while I felt like not doing something for a minute until something else. But yeah, so anyway, the frustration is in that they are already doing work on the building. Somebody's fixing the other side of the roof. They're running, I don't know, I think it's fiber optic cable, some sort of cable through the building. So stuff is happening. And the landlord was here. He's got a giant truck that roars through. So he was physically here and drove away. He almost never gets out of his vehicles, but he was here and left. I'm just like, how dare you? Don't make me get sent. I just don't want to be that person. It's like, hey, remember how you said you were gonna do something about this twice? You still haven't. Don't make me have to be that whiny guy that's like, please, come over here and make money. And it's just like, I would rather pay $200 for a new toilet and install it myself than make that phone call. But like I said, I am too cheap, so just come fix your toilet. So it's mostly just that, where it's just like I'm spending my whole day waiting for nothing, waiting for nothing to happen, um, and that's not cool. Set me up for a fall, dog. I'll definitely have to message him again in the morning. He definitely forgets everything, but I don't know. We I sent him some video. He asked some questions, but that's the way it is. The other reason that infuriates me is super nice lady lives across the hall now. Super nice, no trouble whatsoever. I can and have heard, like literally within the last like week, of just like he's been here, like he's physically gone into her apartment to look at things and be like, "Yep, I'll be back later to something something. Oh, I'll call this guy. Yep, don't worry, I'll replace this for you." Like you replace what? What are you talking about? My roof was leaking, and nobody's ever come to look at the inside. Just like I sent you a picture, and then you did have the roof fixed outside, and it doesn't leak anymore, and that's great. But just like you don't care what extent has happened. And again, it's like this is your place. This is your place. Um, and it's only the fact that I can now see and hear him go next door that I'm just like, oh, that is a thing that you do. What? Why is she so much better than me? Do you think that she makes more money than me? Because I think that we probably make the same amount of money. I don't know why she's living here. Because I feel like she's better than this. Uh, but I can't for the life of me figure out um, why. So it's just like, yep, bunch of stuff, and definitely have heard. And then it's just like, why won't you come here? Why won't you come to my apartment? Why does everybody hate me? uh, but yeah, it was just that. It was just like once I saw him pulling away, I was just like, you were here? You were here. How dare you have been here when I'm expecting you here? Why? Not even that I'm expecting him. It's like him or some kind of plumber. But I get the special treatment. I'm the special treatment boy. I think you'll find that I'm the special treatment boy. You're just a regular boy. Not even. You've been logged through the path boy. You're just a cranky old man who lives in this tower, this little tower of rage, fighting, raging against the night, etc. Like the tiger stripes or something. That I think I'm mixing up two different poems, but they were both in Batman. I'm pretty sure. You are right. Those are correct statements, but still out of your mind. Um, I definitely had some real things to talk about today. Oh, that's what I need to make. Ripley, remind me. We need a news bumper so we can just go to like, it's time for the Curtis, MCN, Mr. Cartoons News. Oh, wrong one. Can I be the weatherman, dude? Then I can totally do the weather. Totally can't remember your voice. Got to work on that. Um, but yeah, so when we actually switch over and just have a little thing, time for real stuff that I didn't see with my own eyes. And again, this is what set me off on hating Facebook and whatever, where it is just like, hey, why can't I get some of my bullshit to share? When everybody's totally fine with, again, like, here's 65 more Nazi stories, like, yep, here's, crank my depressed, afraid meter up 20 more notches, thanks, everybody in the whole world. What if we shared something fun and it was me for once? Do I have to be a dead celebrity in order to get some shares and some life eulogies over here? Like, you don't know these people, you know me. Or slash some people that are just like, that's all you do. Like, what's going on? Like CTK, she's on top of the sharing every week, and Space Goonie, like, aces, awards, cakes all around for you guys. And whereas everybody else is just like, that's all you do is share things. Why aren't you sharing things? But anyway, the beginning of my internet rage was just that, where it's just like, I've started reading it a few times where I'm just like, oh, is this what I think it says? I think it is, and we already know it. And it's what my stream has been about before, so you don't even need this article. If you already watched this stream, you already know that I've said, hey, this is all super obvious, but in case you don't know, and a bunch of people are like, we have survived totalitarian dictatorship, Nazi-ish events and countries, and this is how they start. This is exactly 100% how it starts, and the only way is to stop it now before it becomes the power that is in power to fight against. Right now, you actually have some democracy, and it's going to be gone, and that's just terrifying to think that it's just like, oh, snaps. Nazi Germany is going to be next door now, and I don't want that. And if Nazi Germany is next door, then a bunch of people on this side of the door, or street, if you will, they're going to be more emboldened to be like, hey, well, they're just doing it there next door, so I feel even more okay, because we've already gone so far. But just the fact that, Zananaba. Zanana. Wait. Oh, sorry. I read the word. The word is bananas, upside down and backwards. Inside out and back. So I was just trying to say the word bananas backwards and or upside down. Um, yeah, the United States of scariness. Um, and it's not even, again, like just the like, oh, fear for my own life or whatever. It is just that overall fear of, I can't remember. It might have been CTK that posted it, but watching a video of some, I think, sports guy. I have no idea, but he was just this white guy basically just going on, just like nearly in tears of how, like, how can you guys not see this? Like kids don't get to be kids. Like, white kids grow up and it's just like, yeah, kids are being kids, go play with your thing. It was like 8-year-old black children do not, they, childhood is over now. Here's how you deal with everything out there. You are at war, or everyone is at war with you, regardless of what you think or do. Here's how you, if you come across a cop, it's yes or no, sir. It's this. Everyone wants to shoot you. Like, you have to grow up in extreme fear. I'm over here with my wicked white privilege. Excuse me. And my fear for the day is I don't want to call the landlord to have him fix my toilet, mostly because I don't think he's going to show up right away. I'm going to have to call him more than once and feel like a whiny baby. And there's an entire race culture out there just based on the fact that, your your chances of being shot for virtually no reason are so high, and then the reasons for it are so just terrible and crazy and backwards that it is just like, what do you mean it's illegal? And I get back to the drawing camera. Little two-tone 616. Hello, comrade. What up? So it's like you start the day with that, where it's like, again, like this is obvious. You shouldn't actually even have to tell people about this anymore. So if you want to tell people, pretty good. Just rail on all my rages for the week. Doing my anti-hate crime rant for the week. But yeah, like, so at the end of the day, uh, I going back to, I think I started this with Megan saying, like, how do you stay positive about making art when why even do that? Like, why do you even blah blah blah? Like, it's so hard to just keep going when we live in a world that is kind of devoted to getting the most likes, getting the most money out of your thing, getting an endorsement deal, getting the most of whatever, and turning everything into a lucrative career. And if you don't do that, it is kind of, just a hobby then, which is also okay, except for the fact that it's just like, you know, I've been trying to do this hobby to a money making level for literally 10 plus years. uh, so it's not the fact that I am super motivated every week. It is the fact that it is still, regardless of how much impact it has on the world, I still need to do it. And knowing that some part of this is not, it really isn't just about like, I'm going to make a bunch of money. I'm going to, this is going to pay my bills. It is still just, I need to do this so that I do have a venue where I can be like, hey, by the way, I know that I'm reading this in the thing, or I'm talking to these people, or another racist, or another homophobic, or whatever, approached me today and said things, and I would like to say to the world, by the way, don't do that. Don't do that. Be a good person and try to find your good thing you want to do, and trying to attack other people in order to build yourself up is a bad thing, Mr. President. It's a bad thing, every politician. And again, like, I could spend all my time. It's kind of a good thing I work for a streaming company, because I would just search the internet for all the worst streams, and I would just make fun of them, and I would just talk about them like those reviewers do of just bad movies. When I would actually just rather be like, oh, by the way, I didn't see Pat's stream this week. I should go back and watch it, but Pat went to the sun in his Kerbal Space Program. Like, there's so many things that are just amazing. And again, even the dumb ones that are just like, hey, I'm just going to sit here and watch YouTube and you're going to watch me laugh. Like, I hate you for having this be your income, but I envy and I admire you. Like, you did it. You took a chance. Maybe you didn't take a chance because you still live at home with your mom and she takes care of everything. But still, somebody let you be this thing, or you encourage yourself to be this thing, and all I can do is keep encouraging myself to be the thing that I want to be. You being a cat, you try to encourage yourself to mostly spend a lot of your time being a cat, and then this human husk thing is just like maybe we could sidestep that, and then you'll just be the cat full time. No, but basically yes. Uh, so yeah, it's like I do like to complain. I missed a big chunk of CDK. Most of my neighbors are black, and landlord doesn't help them, and they are afraid to be kicked out if they say anything more. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, but maybe it's because I'm new here and I have a vagina, and exactly like there is a certain level of special treatment that creeps give women, which is terrible because not because they don't deserve special treatment, but because the reason they're getting it is eventually he's gonna get a creeping leer and/or start presidential reaching. Um, but yeah, that's the scariest thing. The scariest thing is just like so much of the world is living in adverse conditions, and the more they complain, the more they get pointed at as like, oh, troublemakers. These troublemakers over here with their, oh, we want clean water. Stop pouring oil into our water. Stop shooting rubber bullets at me and my family. Like, troublemakers, am I right? When it's just like, no. What? How could you ever? Huh? You say that you're the Christian one? Is this is from the Bible? Is shoot at people darker than you until you own all the land? Is that what's because it's not? It's definitely not in there. Um, but yeah, like I was so happy one day, and I haven't seen her since. But there was this lady came. It was not too long after I first moved in. This lady came to my door looking for the rent. Like, hey, I'm here for the rent. Like, hey, yeah, no, I don't just put my cash in an envelope like it's 1992. I sent it in so that I have a digital record that I've always paid because I don't trust anybody as far as I can throw them. And she was like, oh, yeah, of course, that's great. Oh, you'll be so much easier than having to go collect cash or whatever. Like, oh, thanks. And we talked for like 2 minutes, 5 minutes. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, I hope she comes around more to deal with stuff. And I even asked the landlord, like, hey, can I get her number so I can text her when I have issues instead of you and this other guy? Because I just don't trust. I mean, I didn't. The last part I didn't add of I don't trust you to do anything because you don't do anything. But within 2 seconds of talking to her, I believe that she was a real person who wasn't full of shit. And that's why the patriarchy is on its way out and has to go. So anyway, whatever your reason for doing an art project or a creative thing or whatever it is, whatever your reason for doing anything, uh, like the only thing, like what I really gravitate to, what I really hold on to, when I absolutely don't feel like or I don't feel like I deserve to make things, where I don't feel like I should, or I just don't have a good idea. Um, oh yeah, I gotta go to bed in 2 minutes too. Good night, guys. It is the Mike White saying, like, by the way, like, no, regardless of what the reason is, when you make something, it does make somebody happy. It entertains somebody, and that little bit alone is just as helpful as helping somebody medically or giving somebody money or feeding somebody or all the different things that you could do. It's just like you don't have to affect all the people. It's just about you know affecting somebody, and that's the whole point of art is creating some kind of reaction. And yeah, it's just beer commercial logic takes over, and you feel like, I should have 1 million followers like this person. And no, sometimes the universe is just saying you can't handle 1 million truths. Just chill out. Well, I'm just gonna finish off this panel, and then I gotta go to sleep too. Sometimes I talk too much. And sometimes I talk too long. Sometimes I just start to make up no point song. But it's okay. It can't be wrong when you make up a song. But yeah, overall, I would say like before and after just about every project, especially something I put some thought into, I generally do like either have to sit and just have like a little like full on emotional outburst or nearly have an emotional outburst where it is just like, I can't. I can't. It's impossible. Everything's impossible. Then there's no point. Like, this isn't gonna save the world. Like, not your job. Not your job. It's the world's doing what it can, as best it can. Do what you can. That can make you happy, without upsetting everyone, or at least without hurting everyone. I'm sure I'm still upsetting people, uh, and then it's still okay. And a lot of times in art, it is just the fact that it's like you can't do stuff when everything's awesome. You don't have enough emotional fuel to pour into some art, so you almost do have to wait till you know something bad happens in the world, or you feel bad, or you feel something enough that it drives you to create something else. I'd say it's only because every day, 5 days a week, I still do the things that I do as my hobby, as my fun, as my side job is also my main real job. So I don't have a whole lot of time or chance to get into the slump of, oh, I haven't drawn anything for a month, I haven't drawn anything for weeks, I haven't made anything, I haven't whatever for however long, which happens to lots of people. Everybody goes through it, and I definitely go through it for my own stuff where I'm just like, nope, can't do it. Um, uh, oh, get it here. I don't know what just happened. There it is. So yeah, a lot of my time is specifically geared towards doing this stuff. So it is just like, nope, I've trained myself to be able to do service work to fill the needs of whatever service art requirements. Yeah, like exactly. Like people like Pat. Uh, I remember like drawing over at Pat's place one night, and the fact that it's just like Pat like left his desk where he was like animating and working like crazy, and and even though I've worked with Pat, I've seen him draw, I know that he can. When he sat down like with a sketchbook, it was kind of like, oh, that's weird. Pat like just doodling on paper, like even though I know that's something he does, it's just like it's kind of a thing that I you don't expect to see because I'm so used to talking to him about his TV projects, or even like they're all secret projects for companies that you can't talk about till they're out. And yeah, like I definitely went through a good long period where I was basically like, nope, like I'm just not drawing, like I'm not doing anything outside of work, and it's when I was spending like 20 hours a day at work. Um, so it was just like, nope, there's no energy left, there's no whatever. I everything goes towards the job, and then I would just kind of resent and hate myself for for not doing all these things in my head. So now it is just like, all right, I'm just doing them all now. They're all still in there. Yeah, so it's like I'll definitely have like those depressed, dry periods of not really doing stuff I want to share that much, or I'll take like literally a few days or even a few weeks, like a week or two would pass where I'm like just doing my job art, but I still just count that in my head of like I still did a bunch of art, uh, and but then yeah, like I just try to stay on the momentum of nope, at least every day, if not second day, I want to post something that I've done on Instagram. Like that is it. Like I spend most of my Instagram looking time looking at my own Instagram. I'm just seeing like these are the things that I've done, and uh, and I enjoy doing them. It wasn't because this is my get rich quick scheme. Like nope, it was just a doodle while I did laundry, and I enjoyed my day. I forgot I enjoyed that day. That was a good day of enjoyment, and this picture helps me remember that, or just gives me a decent feeling. And it's only when I go to Facebook where I do feel that the Facebook rage of just like, oh, everyone's having a great time on Facebook, and I'm an idiot, I guess. Hmm? Do I need to be louder? Nope, that doesn't work. Do I need to be more stuff? No. And it is just like, oh, I need to be crankier. I don't want to be crankier. I'm trying to not be crankier, and enjoy the things that I do more. Um, but Facebook likes a good fight. Stay up. Oh, wrong. Stay up and do it all night. You say this, so I'll say that. You said something, so I'll post a picture of this cat. But it's a gift that moves. It's got a crazy attitude. Everything's hard and everything is easy. But all the things will still make me queasy. Yeah. I think the weekends and even weeks and days that I've gone where I've just been like, oh yeah, I don't need to check Facebook as if it is like, oh, gotta get caught up on the news. Like I already know what it is. It's the same as it was yesterday. I heard a few more real things from real people or read some other stuff, and I don't need anything more, so I don't need to check this. I can actually just enjoy my day instead. Oh, and then instead of reading other people's stuff, you could just come up with fun, new nonsense to put in my mouth, and then we're doing that instead. Or just thinking about things. Imagine all the little skits that we've come up with that we never taken the time to film. Good times, good times. It's true. It's true. It's way more fun for me to just sit here with music on and imagine an animated short that I don't even get around to animating. Or I instead save up some of those thoughts and just do it. Do it in real time here instead of animating a bunch of acting. The laziest animator way possible. But it is 10:40 here on the East Coast, and I usually go to bed a few minutes from now. But yeah, I've got a lot of work to do tomorrow. So I'm gonna try and get up early and get on that / get up early so I can do some yoga, exercise, something. Fix full beard face here. But thanks again. If you're tuning in later, tune in again next week around the same time. It's always uploaded the same time. And if you're watching, thanks CTK. Thanks everybody else floating around on the outskirts. Patty Prue 101 and his space crew of fun. Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. YouTube. Go to nosuchthingsgrownups.com / Mr. Cartoons. And the links are there to the book that I just finished. Comic strip book. Big old 90 pages of fun with me, Milo, Ripley, Ninja Turtles, Murio, all kinds of fun stuff. I forgot to play the commercial, but whatever. This has been a commercial-free episode, and those are the links. I made new credits, right? Yeah, let's go to the new credits, Ripley. Ripley, you still there? Hey, sweetest angels, time to end. Play those sweet, sweet credits. That space is there. You put the subscription bell, and I put that video link. Oh, his space is there. Now hit that sub bell. Oh yeah, and the link is also in the description and stuff. Thanks, Pat. Keep forgetting all the things that I've set up. Where's the end button?